Alright, house partiers, welcome to the first game of week 2 in our Saturday league. It's going to be Hands of God on the blue side, top lane buffet on the red side. I am your host, Anson. Joining me, casting this game, is going to be Mr. White and Nerdy 42.
What's up, everybody?
Also joining us will be Dave. Dave, welcome.
Sup, dudes?
So good to be here on this Saturday. I am excited about these games we got coming up. This one's going to be a real good match to watch. We got bands already coming out. Zed Sejuani, Swain, Wumple poised to make the fourth ban here. And it looks like Lee Sin's going to be taken away. Fairly standard across the board. I see one targeted ban with Swain aimed at Penguins. But for Lee Sin, the Irelia just now got banned out. Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, the IRL is definitely against Rigel, and Sejuani against probably about, I think it's Jaren in jungle. I mean, then again, Sejuani's just kind of been one of those picks where it's, you don't want to play against it all. So, but with the Swain ban, I don't think Ping is ever going to be able to play Swain in the top lane, ever, and that's just because of, it's Swain, and that's his champion. I mean, the guy played at ADC in, like, an in-house. I mean, or I think I've seen him play at ADC. It's just, that's his thing. So it's pretty impressive. So
the Shyvana's ban is interesting. You have to think some scouting was going on there. We've been seeing the top lane Shyvana coming out of the eastern scene, going in with a teleport smite on her. She's kind of the quintessential champion for that strategy, running 2 smites on a team. So I think a little bit of the scouting came out on the side of top lane buffet for that one.
It's definitely a Korean thing, and I think my favorite thing about what happened today in EU was when it was Fnatic versus who did I play again? It was H2K.
H2K.
Yeah, H2K. Cyanide said something on stream. He's like, it's bad when they had to replace me with 2 Koreans and both had to have Smite. I was like, oh man, shots fired. But it's one of those things that's been picked up quite frequently, at least within the Korean and Chinese stream. Within the scene, and on some of the EU players have picked it up here and there, but really haven't. They played it for like a game, and then they played it for the next game, and then just stopped afterwards. So it's definitely just, really, to be honest. I don't know if I like it at this moment, especially on this patch. I don't think it's good. It's with the Cinderhulk nerfs.
Yeah, it was a lot stronger before the Cinderhulk nerfs.
To be fair, Huni did steal like 2 dragons as a top and a Baron as a top laner, so it can't be all bad.
That is a very good point. But I feel like when it comes to this game specifically within House Party, there is probably one matchup that needs to be looked at, and that is definitely the bot lane. You have Mr. No Name, aka Ben, aka Chinese Man, in the bot lane against Wumpai, or Wumple. I'm just going to call him Wumple, but I want to call him Wumpai at least once. They're definitely the two go watch. Like, you have to pay attention to the bot lane a lot, because these are both ADCs that are, they're not diamond or platinum, but they are always been more of the scarier ADCs to actually go against. So
we'll see what he ends up bringing in. He's going to be opposite. Looks like he's going to be opposite Lucian there, and Ben is one of those guys that definitely plays on a higher level, especially when he gets his role. I'm surprised to see him go with a Jinx here over his preferred Caitlyn pick.
And I think that's more something that Purple Team or Top Lane Buffet, they kind of had an idea of how to play against his Caitlyn. Because granted, Caitlyn's definitely not one of the best picks right now, but definitely, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know if I really would think you should auto-pick Caitlyn or get banned against him, because there is a way around it.
But I feel like Jinx is very similar in playstyle, to sit back and just do as much damage as you can from the back. The ultimate for picking off targets. So overall, look very nice.
Yeah, I think the champion suits Ben's playstyle. It's definitely more of a backline, late game type of carry, where Caitlyn's a bit stronger. Quite a bit stronger in the early game than a Jinx would be, and Ben's going to have to adjust to that play style, but he's a fairly competent AD carry. He's got a lot of experience on a lot of different types of roles, so we'll see how this one fits him.
Yeah, so speaking of Smite top laners, it would be interesting to see if Penguins keeps this teleport Smite on Shen. That might be a interesting Skirmisher Saber Cinderhulk champion.
Shen is one of those champions that has been running that teleport Smite. He's got his dash for escapes, and it's actually a lot better for an escape than a lot of people give it credit for. The CC from the taunt, if it hits on his way out, can actually keep somebody from throwing out some extra crowd control while Shen makes his escape. Not as good as a Shyvana ultimate, but again, he has the ability to jump across the map with his ult, which is on a significantly lower cooldown now. They stripped about 40 seconds away from it at rank 1. So it's a good champion to pick. Definitely a champion that has helped some teams win some very big victories in the pro scene, more close to Season 2, Season 3. But I'm excited to see if he's going to be making a comeback now.
I mean, he was played today in EU LCS, but the problem with that was he was played Flash Teleport, and the Smite wasn't used at all. And I actually prefer the Flash CIC. He actually changed the Flash Teleport. Flash Teleport's a lot better on Shen with the Cinderhulk nerfs, and the fact that, yeah, he does need to escape with his E, and I mean, like I said, it is good, especially if you get the taunt on the way out, but having this free Flash taunt, I feel is a lot more beneficial when it comes to in the top lane, and especially with the whole Smite TB thing just kind of falling out of flavor. I mean, you even saw it today in EU LCS. It was played for like 2 games, and after that, it just stopped being played because they really realized that, yeah, you can do a few things here, you can make plays, but in all honesty, having Flash, unless you're someone like Hecarim, it is still a lot better. So,
well, that Flash teleport's going to give him a lot more opportunities to get Flash engages. Oh, actually ended up switching at the last second to the teleport Smite.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of interested to see is the Maokai jungle. We haven't really seen much of it. Maokai is obviously more in meta as a top laner right now. So I think it'll be interesting to see how well he can sustain in the jungle. Obviously, he does have that Cinderhulk, which will help out. But in the jungle, you know, it's just going to be a little different, running at people with the Twisted Advance instead of just trying to farm up.
yeah, I wasn't expecting the Maokai jungle. I thought it was top and the Hecarim was jungle, and then it took me a second to look, and I was like, oh, okay. That switched around. I mean, yeah, I don't think Maokai jungle is that good, to be honest, though, because, yeah, he has, like, his free heal, and the Cinderhulk is good, but his top lane, like, strengths are just a little bit more there than they're in the jungle, because his ganks are good, but, I mean, getting the farm on him in the top lane is a lot better than it is in the, within the actual, like, game, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like top lane, he gets more of the farm and can actually do stuff more from with, like, a TP gank in the bot lane compared to jungling. And, I mean, now it's really, like, the battle of the tanks in the jungle, so it really isn't that bad, but I don't really have too much of an opinion on Maokai, unless it was, like, if he was against an aggressive jungler, it would have been bad, but against a Nautilus jungle, I think he'll do fine now.
I'm interested in this top lane matchup. I really feel like Hecarim has the edge in this. Penguin's going to have to play things carefully. He'll get kind of an early good start with that Smite that does allow him to clear a camp out before he arrives to lane. So he will have the level advantage going into that. But I just think, especially with the Ignite teleport on Rigel's going to have that dueling potential. And Penguin's going to have to be careful about just getting all in, or even when he wants to go use his ultimate to assist the lane out, he's going to have to be careful of Rigel Q getting in there and trying to disrupt that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. On the plus side, at least Penguins does have his W as feint for a shield, so that because shields obviously do very well against Ignite, so that might help.
I can definitely see that.
I could see him going into lane and maxing his feint first.
Yeah, that'd
try
be
to
interesting.
negate some of the damage up top. I don't really see. I guess it's a possibility to max Q and just start spamming.
And you do get quite a bit of healing off Q if you Q, as long as you don't kill the minion with the Q, but instead you like Q a siege minion or the champion, just keep auto attacking it. it does give you quite a bit of health regen, which will help against that. It's really annoying Hecarim.
We'll see how things work out. Folks, we're going to take a short caster break as we head into the loading screen. Dave and White Nerdy will be back with the cast once we hit the rift.
What's going on, House Party 5v5? This is week 2, game 1 with top lane Buffet versus Hands of God. Took me a second. I'm your caster, Dave, and of course I have my good friend White Nerdy
What's
here
up,
with me
everybody?
today. So yeah, I am a little impressed. I'm still, I don't know. I'm still like trying to figure out if the whole teleport smite thing is absolutely good now in this patch. I mean, I was kind of like doing some small research with the Cinderhulk nerfs, and with the Shen, it kind of works out really well because for one, he can get his red smite, and it'll be really helpful with the Jinx too because it's just a lot of increased damage. But at the same time, like having the flash on a Shen, which is what. I mean, that's just super helpful overall, so I don't know, it's just still one of those things that, like, it's really hard to judge if it's really good, because on paper, yeah, it might be good, but I don't know if it really is, to be honest.
Yeah, and also, the nerf did just also come in, like you had mentioned in Champ Select, the nerf did just come into Cinderhulk, and the Gromp damage buff was cut in half.
Yeah, which is a lot, so...
Yeah.
And
So, we saw a little early level 1 play there. Wumple took a little bit of damage, got traded some back with the Leona Q. Nothing too big, just a little bit of early trading.
And I think one thing that we kind of forgot to mention was the Kassadin versus Vladimir mid lane matchup. To be honest, I don't even know if Kassadin is still good or not. Like, I know there's been buffs and then nerfs and then nerfs and then nerfs to the point where he's not even like playable to back to like buffs, and it's just kind of like all over the place. And at this moment, I can't tell you where he is in the meta, and it kind of shows right there with how Vladimir is able to just completely push him to like just keep on damaging without even really costing him anything, which is definitely a big part of that.
For sure, although it's worth noting that as of Vladimir, if you're against a melee champion, you are able to do that to pretty much anyone just because of your pure sustain QE for days, and there's not much your opponent can do about it, especially someone like a Kassadin or a Diana or anyone melee.
Yeah, and the Gromp buff on this Shen is pretty strong. I mean, you get level 1 quicker, and on top of that, you're able to really like outtrade About any top laner, not every top laner right now. He's actually able to trade this with Rigel pretty well, but I feel like just having that slight level advantage is a little bit more of the reason why he's able to outtrade compared to just straight because of the Gromp buff. So
Definitely, and he was able to push back a little bit too out from under tower because the minions started attacking him, and the Gromp buff does proc on minions as well, so it started dealing them quite a bit of damage with that extra health.
yeah, and if you could see in the bot lane, CS is actually in the favor of Wumple, even though he's getting pushed under his tower. One thing I loved about what Annie did was Annie actually started Q and was just able to just keep on autoing and queuing over and over again level 1, which is probably one of my favorite playstyles as a support player, because really being able to keep on being aggro level 1 instead of like trying to wait for the perfect moment to cash your W is really good.
It looks like we might see some action here in the top lane pretty soon. Ari Lover just waiting for that gank opportunity.
First taunt there. Knight's moving up in the bushes. Rigel needs to be careful. He's just getting out-traded by the Shen as well, which is kind of crazy coming from a Hecarim. But I mean, he does have his flask and pots that he keeps on using, so...
Yeah, and against the Helftel and pots, that's a really nice start on Shen. You're going to be able to get that most value out of the Gromp buff. Not to mention...
Oh, hook. Oh, wow. I was a little surprised he wasn't able to... Did he not? I don't even know if he had taunt or not, but if he didn't have taunt, I could see why that didn't work out, but that was really good.
Yeah, taunt
Ari.
just came off cooldown right now, so...
Oh, man. Yeah, that's...
On the plus side, even with that all in, they are able to shove Rigel out of lane, and he doesn't even want it back. He's going to set over recall, and we might miss out on the CS here. We have to be careful, because Jarrett is here as well.
Yeah, they definitely noticed that they were playing top. Aggro on the bot lane, though.
Yeah, this is some damage coming out. Milkshake, remember that Leona passive does a lot of damage. The exhaust comes out onto Wumple. Looks like Hellbizzle still might drop. Now the heal from Ben. Wumple still the aggressive one here. Look at that damage onto Wumple. They almost got him. Ooh, the flash by Ben, but the Zenith Blade hits. Now it's Hellbizzle just trying to do as much as he can again in the 2-for-1. He will get a kill. Milkshake finishes him off. 2-for-1 overall.
Wow, that was a great trade from between Ben and Wumple. I mean, the great part of watching that trade was Ben was actually able to flash in the bush and get away, and basically the only reason why they're able to get that kill was because of was it Leona hitting her E.
Yeah, that final Zenith Blade, it was pretty lined up, and especially against the Jinx with no mobility. Looks like we might see a dive here on Gingerfied. The flash twisted advance. Gingerfied just trying to do what he can. He will trade a kill back. This might be another one. Luna's flashes. The E coming out from Ari Lover, I don't know, he might, if his hook comes up, but it's 10 seconds away, I think Luna's going to be able to get out of this, so it's a 1-for-1 again.
Oh, it's getting close. He does have hook. Does he?
3, 2, 1, he's just going to back up.
Yeah. He was thinking about it. It was almost there. But I like seeing Nautilus back in the jungle. Granted, I feel like he's better right now in the support role, but being able to see him within the jungle again is great coming from anyone that really played within Season 2 or early Season 3 where Nautilus jungle was a very prominent thing. So,
And it looks like
Nautilus.
Looks like they might be trying to get another kill top here. Rigel trying to roam. He's going to get hooked by Ari Lover. Penguins is making his way over, but the Ignite comes onto Ari Lover. That might be a big problem. Rigel looks like he's trying to 1v2. Realize that's not a wise idea. Backs off.
Yeah, and granted, Ari Lover was down. He was down 2 levels on the Hecarim, so even if Ping didn't respawn and he kept on getting on Rigel, Rigel was just going to kill him because he has a lot of damage as a Hecarim level 6, even with that level 1 ult.
Yeah, in the bot lane, so that extra kill for Wumple means it's a BF sword to a pickaxe discrepancy in the bot lane, plus extra boots for Wumple. So that's going to be really huge for trades. Just the piercing light, all those extra entwined auto attacks are just going to be huge for the Lucian.
Definitely, and having a BF over a pickaxe in the bot lane and being up CS is really good, especially when you have a Leona against an Annie. Granted, Leona kind of gets countered by the Annie for the fact that, well, actually, originally you know, when Annie started becoming a sport, it became to the point where everyone just picked Leona against Annie. But every time I play Annie, I was always able to win against Leona because it really depends on your ADC in these matchups, where it's all about the support. And having a Lucian Leona is really strong for the fact that having that passive proc with a
with the Zenith Blade, the sunlight on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And the fact that you can Zenith Blade and able to hit Piercing Light really easily from Isolation is even stronger. So it definitely comes down to, when it comes down to the Leona Annie matchup, it's mostly, I really think it's mostly more about the ADC matchup. Granted, Jinx Annie is pretty strong, but you know.
Although all those, the kills plus the CS discrepancies in the top and bot lane are contributing right now to about 1,500 gold lead in favor of top lane Buffet.
Yeah, definitely. And oh man, hook coming out from Ahri, hitting a minion, and just walks away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be able to do much anyways, because Vladimir is just so hard to gank. He has the revolver, he has pool up whenever you want to gank him. You really can't do too much against a Vladimir to gank him.
The only real way to count gank Vladimir, I thought there was some buffs to aggro a little bit in the bot lane, but the only way you could really do anything against a Vladimir in the mid lane is probably if you're able to blow his pool beforehand, or if you have so much lockdown that even though he pulls, you're able to really keep on him afterwards.
Definitely, but in this case, with the Cassidon, really no hard CC, not the champion that you're going to be able to shut down the Vladimir, get the pool out of it.
Unless Shen's able to come in with a Stand United, I don't think you're really going to be able to kill Vlad, but let's going to try once again.
Luna's up in his face, he fires out the Hemo Plague, it's going to get Gingerfied, but that's not enough to kill him. Teleport is coming in from Rigel, he kind of wants to do something. He does not have home guards with teleport, he still wants to fight. But that's a teleport blown, which means that in the top lane, Penguins is going to be able to start shoving up.
Yeah, he actually does have home guards. He just got really unlucky that he was still in lane. And that was really the only reason why he wasn't able to do much with that gank. But, I mean, he has his Merc Tread's home guards. He just really needs to wait for his CP to come back up to make another play. Hopefully he'll be able to actually make a good play.
Ooh, top lane here though. Penguins gets knocked back towards the tower. He uses the smite on Rigel, but Jaren is here too. Penguins just trying to stand United away, but he's gonna get snared. Excellent twisted advance from Jaren. That means the cooldown for Stand United is gone, and they get the kill.
Great stun by Hellbizzle right there. Milkshake threw out his ult, and Hellbizzle saw as soon he was going to Zenith Blade right afterwards and was able to stop it fully with a stun from Annie, which just worked out really well for them in that trade.
Not too many kills so far in this game, but it is a very action-packed game. We have action in the top and bot lane all at once. Everything's going on.
It's definitely very. I think every player right now in this game right now are on their toes, trying to make a play somewhere. Every player is. I mean, you got Ari Lover and Nautilus trying to gank top mid, Ping and Rydor just going at it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and it's very tense.
And it's the same here in the mid lane. Ginger just really wants to get some aggression onto Luna. It's just a Rift Walk, Null Sphere, trying to get the empowered W auto attack, and it's kind of showing. He's putting down some aggression now that he has that blue buff.
Oh man, there might be able to. Oh, the chompers weren't really
Chompers were placed in just the right direction, and Milkshake could just kind of sneak around it.
Yeah, it was a close, but. And I mean, Nautilus was there too, just for the upcoming gank that was going to happen if he was able to get it off. So, but yeah, I do feel like this Cassidon might be able to work out pretty well. I mean, he would ignite on Cassidon in the mid lane against a Vladimir. I mean, it's one of those matchups where there's
really top right there. Zenith Blade coming on to Ben. The exhaust comes onto Wumple. First comes out. And Ben is just going to flash away. He should be okay, but now he's firing the rocket bag. Nice flash by Wumple. Dodges the rocket. Dodges any counter engage. Gingerfied roaming down. But at this point, top lane Buffet is in full retreat. I don't think Ginger's going to be able to do anything with that roam.
That was a really, really good Tibbers coming from Hellbizzle for just mostly for the fact that it stopped Wumple's all of his damage on Ben, and Ben was able to get out. I mean, coming from Maokai's here. Oh, okay. They walked away.
They're just walking away. I mean, it definitely saved Ben's life. Meanwhile, here in the mid lane, Lunas gets the Hemo Plague. He does not get Gingerfied with it. And now Ari Lover's kind of sitting at the back. He doesn't really want to go back in. The Ignite comes onto Luna's. He pools. He's going to get Depth Charge. He's going to go down, but he's going to trade a kill back. Very nice. No one expects that extra burst from him.
That was great. Jaren's here in the mid lane, though. Might be able to kill Ari here.
Yeah, he's
Can
taking
you
a
get
lot
out?
of tower shots, but nice.
That was close. That was extremely, like, he was about 100 HP, but I think it was about one more auto from Ari Lover if he...
Yeah. So I think the problem, I think why Luna's died actually is that a lot of Vladimir players, when they get ignited and they're in trouble of dying, a lot of Vladimir players tend to pool, which is a problem because you're still taking ignite ticks and you just lost more of your health to pool.
Yeah, and that's pretty huge too. But I don't know, that Maokai game kind of turned out pretty well.
Yeah, and
Man,
again,
he's gonna die to jungle right here.
yeah, he really wants to trigger his passive, but he's just gonna walk away and back. Team top lane buffet though, 2,000 gold now. They're every move they make is just keeping that advantage, putting them ahead. Stun comes now onto Ben. Milkshake with the Soul Flare hits the max range Zenith Blade. Will he be able to get Ben? The Stand United comes in. He's gonna get knocked out of it again, and that means that they're on their own. Hellbizzle's going down. Rigel, great awareness, knocks Penguins out of his ult. He takes a lot of damage for it, but he will be able to back off.
Yeah, that was really good by Rigel to stop that ult, because if it wasn't for him stopping that ult, you even saw Hellbizzle actually walk forward because he thought the Shen was going to be there. I mean, granted, Ben did get the shield, which is pretty beneficial, but I mean, that's still... Oh man, Hook goes out.
Oh, Hook just misses.
Barely misses.
Now he's just going to be able to start trading some damage back. It's going pretty good, and Zagata are just going to have to back off.
And top lane buffet are able to get kind of just hit this dragon for free after watching that mid lane.
Yeah, they Ari focused mid lane, maybe chased a little bit too far. Top lane buffet had the vision, just took the dragon, backed off. So CS in the bot lane still about 20, in the mid lane about 10, and in the jungle about 10 as well. So really, it is the top lane buffet across every. It's top lane buffet across every lane, winning up those CS battles.
Yeah, and Ping actually has his Cinderhawk red smite now, which is pretty beneficial when it comes to start trading when his jungler ganks. But Rigel, they want this blue away from Ari.
Rigel and Luna, this could turn into a fight. Excellent death charge, gets both of them. Penguins gets the taunt onto Luna's. He also gets the smite down, which means his auto attacks are burning. Pretty even trade. Ari looks like he wants to re-engage, but I'm not sure about that. Jaren is coming in from the back. Gingerfied though, with his little rift crawls. He's getting ready. Yeah,
and I mean, I think they're really just trying to keep this blue away from the Cassian, because a Cassian with blue is pretty... he's going to start hurting, and being able to Rick Walk over and over and over again is pretty strong, so I got to give it to them for trying to at least contest it. I mean, granted, Rigel is there. It was mostly just Rigel, Munoz, just trying to make sure that they don't get that...
Penguins might be in trouble. Jaren was spotted by a ward in the Hands of God jungle. He sweeps the wrong area. He didn't realize he got spotted by a ward at the blue buff, but Penguins is just going to back. He really doesn't want to get dove on and killed here.
Definitely. I mean, when you have no flash and your real only escape is your taunt, you kind of need to be pretty safe on how you play the lane. Ginger, Luna's is just Ginger's taking a lot of damage from this Vladimir. He's able to steal it back up over and over again.
The Ionian boots coming out of Luna are huge. He has that max rank infusion plus the lucidity boots. It is a 2.8 second cooldown on his main damage and healing ability.
That's just crazy, especially when you're against the bot lane.
Another solar flare. This one's actually going to completely miss. We've seen some very good ones for Milkshake, but this one was not so good.
They might be able to dive this if they play correctly. But
yeah, maybe
Milkshake's
probably tanky enough with the face of the mountain plus the Sightstone. Probably has enough health. I'm not sure if they want to risk it because the stun is up for Hellbizzle. So is Tibbers. That is a lot of burst.
Yeah, Lucia was able to get a good piercing light off through the minions. Yep. And I was actually able to push them back, and they're just gonna wait.
Burst tower though, denying the minions as is standard procedure. Luna's, though, is just sitting up in that lane. He's been taking tower shots, too, when he goes up to aggress, and he just heals it right back up. Tower does go down. 4,000 gold lead in favor of top lane for second. And now Ariel's in trouble.
Yeah,
He
Rigel's
is-
just trying to stay in the front so he can't hook a wall, but it looks like he's just gonna get away here. And
He's going to run away,
buff
but
too.
it looks like they are going to achieve their desired purpose in the end, which is getting this blue buff away from Gingerfied.
And alright, so with that blue buff away, Milkshake actually is able to get the mid tower, which is pretty good. But taking a quick look at items right now, Wumple is actually able to get his Infinity Edge already, and Berserker Greaves, where Ben really only has the items to build it, but actually doesn't have the gold to finish his IE,
Yeah,
but he does
he has
have the
about-
Berserkers.
Has about 300 gold left, which is
Yeah.
just a kill, but he's been hard-pressed to find the kills previously, so...
Yeah, he's been the one getting killed. Well, not really, but everything's been used on him mostly, so he's not really been able to go aggressive at all.
Taunt hits on Rigel, and the smite comes out of Penguins, but really this remains our usual wet noodle fight in the top lane.
Yeah, I don't know. This smite and Hecarim. I don't know. This damage might be coming out of nowhere. it's
Yeah.
kind of it's ping damage. Wow, he's able to really do a lot. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, not to mention he does get quite a nice burst of healing with that Q. He did wind up maxing the Vorpal Blade over the Feint, so we were debating which one he was going to max. He does go for that extra damage and healing on the Q.
Yeah, the extra damage and the healing from it's really strong, and being able to max your W second is on top of having your Vapor Blade like max is really good. So, but Milkshake catching an Ari Lover.
Yeah, Ari
Get
Lover
away.
should be able to hook away. The Zenith Blade just misses. The stun had already been used. This is kind of a pig pile right now. Ari Lover does have the depth charge available, so if he could get it onto Wumple or Luna's, but he's not going to in this case.
Yeah, Milkshake's just being super aggressive, actually in the enemy jungle.
He's fairly tanky right now, so it is working out okay for him. In the top lane, though, Rigel has not yet finished his Trinity Force, which kind of will be a very, very big power spike, but he doesn't have it yet, and that's kind of a bad thing.
He's getting close. He's about, I think, about 200 gold off, so about a wave and a half. Probably about 2 waves, but I mean.
Oh,
How
that's
the flame's
Shen
going?
damage. That's Shen damage still. Rigel is able to heal it back up more or less, but that's still some nice damage with the smite.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, he just has to keep on backing away this Shen damage, which is so weird to say because originally when Shen was played, it was more about his split push and getting Sunfire and split pushing. Never really about the damage in lane. He never really had something like this where it was heavy damage, but it's kind of impressive watching now where you get a Hecarim is getting pushed out by a Shen. You never really hear anything like that, especially since Hecarim's more of the champion that you expect to be getting pushed out.
Yeah, top lane Buffet now just content to sit back, take their second dragon of the game. Smite does it. Nice try by Ben with the Mega Death Rocket. Not quite.
And Lunas is able to just keep occupation of Ginger and Ari Lover in the mid lane. He's really not even scared to 1v2, which as a Vladimir, it's pretty impressive at this point. I mean, they really can't do much to him. They can't lock him down. I mean, they would have to pull everything over the Malice to lock him down, but then again, he still even has pools, so it's a point where the lockdown really isn't that much. So
Yeah, he's still incredibly strong. Rod of Ages was just completed for Jaren. That is a really late Rod of Ages. I'm not sure if I agree with the purchase. Even, recently, rather than opting for the Rod of Ages on even top lane Maokai, people have been going for the Righteous Gourd because you get the same catalyst effects. Plus you get an engage, and negates the need for stag. So altogether, ooh, ow, Rigel, that damage coming out. They kill him through the Stand United. That's 2 kills for top lane effect.
that was a lot of damage. Hecarim. I looked away from my screen for 1 second. Next thing you know, I see a Hecarim coming in and just demolishing them with damage. And Ben,
Yeah,
getting emo plague.
Penguins
Wow.
is able to trade 1 tower back, but he has actually not been able to use a single Stand United and get it off. But Gingerfight does trade that back. I think Rigel underestimated the Kassadin damage, but Gingerfight does have to be careful. He's gonna get jumped on by Jaren. Wumple now gonna be able to finish him off, and then the pause comes out.
Wow. That was right. That second Lesion passive was like exactly where you wanted. But yeah, I think the reason why Ginger was able to get that kill is because of Luna's actually blew his pool and got slowed by Ginger at the same exact time and ended up working out for him in a sense to where they're able to trade that kill.
Unpause here, Ben. Just gonna try to trade back a little bit of damage. So the inhibitor turret goes down. So that Hecarim TP with home guards really, really working out here for top lane buffet. 6,000 gold now.
That's great for them. I mean, being able to just push a mid tower just because you have the idea. I mean, I forgot how I was trying to word this. Just because, I mean, having the TP gank from a Hecarim is really strong when he has the home guard already, especially with the Merc Tread and home guard. I mean, having that as one of your first rushes is really good, especially when you're against a top laner that actually does a good amount of magical damage. It's one thing. A lot of these top laners that are tanks, you'd be surprised at how most of their kit is magic damage. I mean, you gotta look at like Shyvana and Shen, Maokai, all these tanks that you expect to have physical damage are all magic damage. So.
Mixed damage, yeah.
Yeah, or at least, yeah, good mixed damage. At least Shyvana's mostly mixed, and Shen has a good amount of magical damage, but a good mix.
Hands
too.
of God, walking right around that ward in the bush.
Jeez.
That's so sad. They did get a tower, though. They had the confidence, just walked up to the tower and took it.
Uh-oh. Ben looks like he's in danger here.
Yeah, Wumple have the shots at the ult. Ben is just dead no matter what he does, pretty much.
Oh,
Luna's
yeah.
gets the transfusion. Who are they going to give the kill to? That's the only question. It's Luna's. Ben
At least
runs
Wumple
into
got an
tower.
assist there.
He knew he was dead.
And in the top lane, Ping actually had to go walk back, or Ping was trading with both Maokai and Hecarim.
Yeah, no, Ping is doing an excellent job. Finish that Randuin's as well. He's really the main bright spot right now for the Hands of God, because in general, the Vladimir and the Lucian is doing a ton of damage. I'm not sure if Ari really wants to hit that hook. Stand United does come off on him. The Stand United comes through from Ping. This could be a very good fight under the inhib tower. Wumple does get one kill already though. And it's just gonna be kind of be a reassess from there. Nice dash by Wumple, dodging the rocket. Only Rigel takes it.
Luna's
Luna's might be
getting
in
caught
trouble. His pool was still up. Ginger Pride flashes out. He's still going down. This is such an extended fight. But Ping is right in the middle of it, and he's going to drop as well. That is a 3 for row so far.
Ben might. Oh no, I was thinking Ben might be able to clean up here, but they're all at a health where yeah they might look low, but they're really not. Kind of mostly they will bait you to your death. Milkshake. Ooh, that was a little close there. Oh, you actually might get caught. Oh no, they were able to walk away.
Ben
Milkshake
was untouched pretty much that whole fight. Oh, he's ready to go back in on Milkshake. No, he's not. He doesn't want to run into Loomis. He doesn't want to run into Wumple. He's just going to try to fire this as well as he can.
Wumple right behind him and Rigel in the jungle, and I think even Luna's and this Vladimir in the jungle all got back to full HP, so it's really not the risk of actually getting caught just for that one kill on the support, which I think we're all guilty of doing here and there.
Yeah, maybe once or twice, for sure.
I know I am, at least. I always get super greedy for those kills. You know, they all look super low, but they're really around like 25% HP, and you're like, yeah, I can one-shot them all. And
But you don't.
Yeah, just never end up going away.
8,000 gold now is the lead for the top lane buffet. And, I mean, that fight we saw, Penguins had an excellent ult, jumped in, hit 2 taunts during that fight, and it didn't mean anything. And this was all under an inhibitor tower, and Luna's just laid down the damage. Wumple put down all that damage. There was just nothing that the Hands of God could do.
Yeah, they're really showing their prowess right now of how it doesn't really matter what you blow on them. They're going to win the fight just by sheer amount of, I don't want to say luck, but just sheer amount of damage and just overall being able to not really, it's really not even like outplays or anything. It's just the fact that they have this gold lead and they're able just to out damage in a sense. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what happens, that they're going to be able to win the trade. So
They've really done a great job at snowballing their advantage into a
definitely.
lot. And the next dragon is coming up. This is dragon number 3. Very good in this scenario for chasing down any survivors of the fight, roaming around the map.
Favorite dragon. That
Best
3 minutes.
dragon. Yeah.
Man. I mean,
Who needs to smite it?
yeah, it's no need. one pie has a free smite on this piercing light, you know? It's probably
Yeah,
about
for
the same damage anyways.
Yeah, well, with the IE plus the Phantom Dancer, Ben is just trying to stay pretty far back. I don't know if they know Jaren's in there, but they definitely don't want to go face check any bushes.
It's pretty impressive how much farm Ben has.
Ooh.
He's almost even with Wumpo and he's just trying to find as much farm as he can to run across the map where he can stay in line and stay
Hands
in.
of God may want to fight Rigel here. Never mind, Gingerfied backed. He was sitting up there by the Krugs. Looked like they were kind of getting ready to go in on Rigel. Not so.
Yeah, Rigel has his Triforce already. He's building up, I guess, a Frozen Heart and a Spirit Visage or something.
Beautiful. Beautiful pool dodging the hook. Hellbizzle taking down to half health just by like a quarter of the culling. Gingerfied, he's just gonna rift crawl away. Hellbizzle ready to turn though. He does have flash, does have tibbers. If he can hit a good stun, then that could be a big fight changer here.
He does have the distortion boots and flash up, so he might be able to get something here if he plays it correctly. Because honestly, if you're able to get your tibbers out.
Alright, let's find out. He's
in.
staying in the back though. He's just gonna get demolished by Lunas. He's flashing in. They're going to get Wumple. That's a shutdown. But now, Rigel's in the fight. Gingerfied is going to drop to the Hemoblade. It's a double kill for Jaren. Triple kill for Jaren with a 1 kill by Vladimir. Looks like they're gonna be able to finish off Penguins here as well. It's a quad for Jaren in the jungle on Maokai. And with 20 seconds until even the support comes up, that should be the game for top lane Buffet.
Wow. I was almost a penta. I think it was Rigel that actually stole the kill too.
Yeah, I actually, I was actually watching this. It wasn't really a steal. The Gingerfied was running away from the fight, and he had Hemoplague on him, and so just the Hemoplague pop.
Wow,
oh, Ben.
That's crazy. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be it for Game 1 today of House Party 5v5. Hands of God. Losing over to top lane Buffet, or really, I feel like this top lane was probably one of the bigger factors in this game, as well as the bot lane. And I mean, like I said at the start, Ben versus Wumple was definitely the matchup to watch for. And I mean, Wumple was able to come up on top, ending with the score of 5-2 and 7. And I mean, Milkshake 2-0 and 12. That's a great stat line as a support player. So overall, great game coming from both teams. Definitely congratulations over top lane Buffet, and great games.
Absolutely.
Definitely.